Okay, hi everyone. We are here at Sangit Center, and John Carlo is right here talking to us from Italy. Hi, John. Nice to see you.
Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. And how is everything going for everyone? I hope everything is going fine.
Yeah, we have people. Hi guys. Just let us know in chat if you can hear, you can see. Just let us know that you're here somehow. How are you, John?
Yes, I'm fine. And I've been here back at home in Italy for an entire month in the Tuscany region, resting a bit, not doing absolutely nothing. And now it's time to, what can I say, step into my mission again and start doing some light work. And let's say that, yes, why not start with this free open webinar, okay, that I've decided to call, let's say, fast or speed channeling and speed psychic brainstorming, okay, where I will start to do readings, fast readings to as many people as possible in a time ratio of 1 hour. And we will finish this webinar with a beautiful half an hour channeled meditation, okay? And what can I say? Well, I've been living a particular moment of my life lately, and I believe that each one of us is living a particular moment of our lives, really, because profound changes are occurring around the world. And of course, why? Because the energy in the cosmos is changing. We're receiving a new type of energy, new physical laws, slowly, that are, what can I say, encoding certain dormant parts of our DNA and pushing us towards a new paradigm of existence. And it's like being like, it's a bit like being like a child again, learning to walk. And of course, you know, metaphorically, we are all eternally like little children, constantly facing the infinite and forever learning from the infinite. And, you know, not even a lifetime is enough to understand what's going on, and neither many past lives, if we have to put it on a more mental term, okay, for our spiritual pathway. So what can I say? It's a pathway of remembering who we are through time and space. We are indeed a cosmos learning to recognize itself and learning to understand who it is through infinite experiences throughout time and space, which we can simply call life in its multidimensional nature. We are constantly everything from the atoms to the microbes, to the minerals, to the plants, the water particles, the clouds, the sky, animals, us, cosmos. Well, and this is the soul, really. The soul is the cosmos, okay? And it's all a pathway of remembering. Many people talk about activations and blah, 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 and reawakening, but it is all a question of gently and elegantly and slowly remembering who we are in the end through our pathway, especially when we decide to live our lives with a totally open heart without fear. That's when we become authentic gateways towards higher perspectives of life, towards a higher vision of life. We are constantly inspired because we are constantly connected throughout all dimensions, and we become an example for other people who are still, what can I say, trapped in their old ways, in the old paradigm of this world, which is slowly dying away. And yes, and this slowly dying away is what metaphysicists and scientists are recently calling the Mandela effect, okay, where the new world through a new level of consciousness is appearing and overlapping over the old world, and people who are very, very careful in observing this this situation are starting to notice in very little details this change, okay? Like maybe packets of products in the supermarket that were green and suddenly they look different. They have different colors and many other things. This is a very, very little example, okay, that we can even discover in everyday lives, because many people aren't noticing it, that we are all passing into this new dimensional reality. We are all passing through the gateway towards a new world, which is overlapping the old world. But of course, everyone has their own time, and I believe that nobody will ever, ever be left behind, okay? Because when we're talking about the multiversal law of creation, the cosmos, okay, how it correlates to us, which is the soul itself mirroring our state of consciousness. We are all constantly in a wonderful and magical and incomprehensible learning process of evolution. Okay, so we just have to trust.
We have a question from Samisha. What happens next in my new paradigm? Will be obligated if you can share some light there. Will
Okay.
be obliged.
Okay, so I missed that?
Yes.
Okay then. Yes, okay, good. Well, you know, when we are constantly worrying about the future, we are in the paradox without noticing of being constantly attached to the past, which is overlapping our present time and giving us difficulty to see the true and authentic nature of our present time, which is a gateway of letting go of all fear, letting go of the past, the obligations of the past based upon the fear of not being capable of creating something new in your life. Well, I can say that the new world, the new energy of the cosmos, the new paradigm is strongly knocking on the door of your heart and is clearly telling you to understand the true nature of what letting go is all about and non-attachment to the past, okay? Which is in a certain way putting this constant veil of fear and worry in front of you, in front of your mind, while your soul, through the heart, which is the cosmos, telling you, is simply saying, live day after day, where day after day you will see the true nature of the here and now, and through the here and now, you will understand how to master your destiny and to forge yourself through your destiny and to make you become how you truly want to be according to your dreams, according to how you truly feel with yourself, that feeling that now you are starting to learn to express. And this means going back to ourselves and permitting that authentic part of ourselves to truly express itself and to become, or to understand that we are talking about the authentic creative power of the cosmos. Many souls are reawakening. Many souls are leaving the old paradigm and they are gathering themselves up into a new paradigm, and they are starting to find certain affinities with other souls, which is related to antique relationships, you understand? And what is happening is already what is already meant to be. The soul already knows everything. So we have to totally trust and let go and open ourselves towards the here and now, understanding the true nature of the present time, which is the key to step into our eternal selves and go back to be the creators of our own destiny, which is us in the end.
Very good. What do you think? Do you see? Do you envision? There are no more questions. But this is kind of that's what was in my mind. Do you feel? Do you see any things happen as far as flooding or in the nature? Because there is so many rain. Every day is raining here in Chicago.
Yeah.
They're not huge rains, but there's every day, and especially at night. It's probably for a week. Well, there is a reply from Samantha. She's thank you very much. Thank you very much. Even though my simple human existence doesn't completely allow myself to understand the reading, but I am grateful for you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, if there are any other questions, I'm ready to reply.
Yeah, sure. Yes, please.
Okay. Well, you know, when we're looking at the Earth and its geological nature, it is very, very closely related to our state of consciousness on collective level, okay? And it reacts to our states of consciousness. When we go to see how the Earth is made on energy level, then we start to understand how the universe reacts towards ourselves through consciousness. It's a question of electromagnetism, okay? And the Earth has various electromagnetical layers around it, but there is a very particular electromagnetical field, which is the first layer of what is called in science the torus field, which is like a donut surrounding the Earth, and it is spherical, like an atmospheric, like the layer of the atmosphere, but made of electromagnetism, and it is very, very accelerated and intense, you understand? And the geological nature of the Earth is related to the nature and state of this electromagnetical field, which then is related to our state of consciousness. When we live a certain state of consciousness on collective level, this electromagnetical field, this first layer, which is called the Schumann field, reacts, okay, to the geological nature of the Earth, okay? It is correlated to the core of the Earth. And suddenly, we live these types of events, okay? What is occurring on the Earth is related to what we are living now. It's like a storm. These changes that we are experiencing is like passing through a storm, effectively, okay? But how does it work on a more wider scale? Now we are passing through the galactic plane, okay? We are still passing through the galactic plane because the solar system, with many star sectors that are close to the solar system, have an ecliptical, let's say, orbit around the galactic plane, okay? And every 25,000 years, our solar system goes upwards and then goes downwards, crosses the galactic plane and goes under the galactic plane and goes upwards after another 25,000 years. But each time the crossing occurs, we are facing the galactic center, which is astronomically a black hole, okay, a huge black hole. But on metaphysical level, it is a multidimensional portal that propagates gravity waves containing information, vectorial codes, okay, that comes from higher dimensions. The sun receives these gravity waves it changes its conformation, okay? And it starts to irradiate another type of light. It's all related to photons and tachyons, okay? The particles that are beyond the effects of time and space. And now the radiation is going towards Earth, and it passes everything, and it goes towards the core of Mother Earth, okay? And then the core of Mother Earth changes its energetical nature and starts to propagate through the crust into the Schumann field these new activating codes that work on each of us on conscious level, okay, on unconscious level. The DNA reacts. We start to feel the change. We start to make different decisions. We start to face our fears, for an example, and we start to make different choices. It is a very highly powerful cleansing process that prepares us towards a new evolutive paradigm, okay? But of course, the Schumann field, through this process, is quite disrupted, and the geological nature of Earth is affected. And now we are living, yes, lots of events through nature, like flooding, earthquakes. Why? Because it's due to this effect which is occurring right now, this phenomenon, on metaphysical terms.
Yeah, this is very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, so what would happen with us, human? How we can protect ourselves from anything?
It's not a question of protecting, but it's a question of living the moment, trusting, acceptance, and letting go. You understand? Because once we've passed through this process, the Earth will assess itself on a newer dimension, on a higher dimension, on the new dimensional level. And all these geological disruptive events will start to stop. And new changes will start to occur of the duration of another 25,000 years. Okay? Of course, we are feeling it from within. We're observing the effects around. We watch the news, we hear things around us. But once we go into the process of assessing ourselves into the new dimensional paradigm, a certain new level of balance will occur, okay? And throughout the years, we will start to notice even the change in our biological structure. It's already happening with the new generations, but these changes will become more and more evident, okay? According to new physical laws that are starting to interact with us.
There's so many people who are carrying their childhood trauma in their hearts. Is there a way to heal those childhood wounds? Is there a simple way to do it?
Well, a simple way. There are so many methods, okay? People go to the psychologist, people go to the light worker, people go to the psychiatrist to heal their traumas. And, you know, we have to understand that these old ways take years and years and years. And in the end, I've noticed that people don't arrive to the root of the solution. It's as if that many people keep turning around the root of the solution, and they keep coming back to the practitioner, they keep coming back to the psychologist. They're not congruent with themselves. But what can I say? When we are passing through a global change, we have to even understand that the psychologist, the psychiatrist, the counselor, the light healer is the universe itself in the end. It's life itself. And it's not questioning the past anymore and trying to find out why. Because this is the old way of thinking. But it's a question of not questioning it anymore and understanding that we are the here and now, and we are the change, and we just have to trust and let go. We have the tendency to complicate things because we are still stuck in the old three-dimensional approach of how to resolve our solutions, where the rational mind has always had the main, what can I say, the main part in this process. And then, powered by the ego, which is called expectations, blocks the process. While the antique masters always said compassion, where through compassion it doesn't matter anymore. And if it doesn't matter anymore, you just let go and trust life in its true, authentic nature, where you know you are loved, where you know you are accepted. Okay? But by life itself, which is the true master, the true therapist. As Siddhartha said in the past, if the others don't deserve your forgiveness, forgive them the same because you deserve peace. So it's all down to us if we want to stop suffering. It doesn't depend on the external issues of the world, like a therapist to press the button of our subconscious mind to stop us from suffering in the end. It all depends on us. We choose.
Well, this is wonderful. Since nobody's asking questions, I am going to ask my question.
Yeah.
Do you feel, can you connect with my mother? Can you see her around? Is there a way to say to her if, what is there a message for me?
Okay. Well, she's constantly around you, and she keeps telling you that you should stop worrying about the everyday aspects of life. You're having the tendency of always falling into this sort of survival mode based upon worst case scenario. Okay. But she's saying that you should be a bit patient and don't be too worried, okay? And stay more focused on yourself now, okay? Because you've been doing too much lately for others. And it's time to rest your mind, to have more time for yourself. And what can I say? To be a bit more, she's talking to me about flexibility as well, okay? To be a bit more flexible with time and with others as well. Because
Okay.
she's saying that you're a bit, what can I say, rigid with yourself lately. Having the tendency to search for this perfection that is putting you into a bit of a state of frustration at the same time. But she's saying that you shouldn't worry at all about what you do and how you feel, okay? Because you're perfect the way you are, and you should understand that you're always like a pure child for her, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. And she's even saying that if you feel a bit stressed, okay, in certain moments, okay,
I
while
am
people talk to
stressed.
you, okay, there are moments where you shouldn't feel so obliged to listen to them, okay? There is a time to listen and there is a time to stay in silence and focus on other things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you're accumulating too much now. Too much lately.
Great, great. Somebody's saying ciao.
Oh, okay. She's okay though. I can see her behind you.
Wow.
Yeah. She's very slender and Did she? And she I can see her with nice dark hair.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, the reason I asked because I recently saw her in my dream,
Okay.
and she was much younger than when she passed. Look a bit different, but yeah, it's kind of a strange dream.
Well, she's saying she's always smiling, and she's saying that finally she's free,
That's for sure.
and it's like, you know, breathing the entire cosmos.
Great, super. If since we don't have any questions, how about we'll go into meditation, and then when we come back, we'll see if there are more. Or before we go into meditation, do you want to share? I saw so many things you did with the music and their amazing sounds.
Yeah.
So do you want to share a bit what you do in that respect?
Well, yes, because I'm very honest, okay, with myself, and I have to be very honest with people. I'm not saying that I'm old, okay, that, you know, being a psychic and being a medium, and especially being a psychic counselor, when time passes, tires the mind a bit, okay? And now I'm using my channeling capabilities to rediscover my talents of composing music at 437 hertz, which is the harmonizing frequency, okay? Usually in the musical industry, the 440 hertz has always been used, and it is the disruptive frequency. It lowers the vibrational level of our aura, and it exposes our consciousness to, what can I say, low vibrational influences, okay, from the external world. So it makes us quite vulnerable, and it disrupts us from within the 440 hertz. And of course, this is a bit of a conspirational theory thing, but you know, if you think that all radio channels and what you listen and what you see on television, when you're watching movies, when you're listening to music, it's all at 440 hertz, and it does create some sort of what can I say in Italian, malessere. Okay, it keeps us, what can I say, emotionally low, okay? There's no sense of joy in the 440 hertz. And you go into the discotheque as well, and the 440 hertz has the tendency to make people antisocial as well. They feel isolated in places that should be social places, of course, okay? Where people should gather up and know each other and enjoy and be joyful for life and make new friendships and open themselves up to new relationships. They find themselves in an antisocial context for the 440 hertz. They feel isolated and lonely amongst other people. There is no trust. And people drink, they get angry, they get upset, and they fight. And this is the 440 hertz, unfortunately, okay? And it favors even the industry of alcohol in this context as well, and drugs as well in this type of context. But if you put music on 447 hertz, it changes context. I've got a friend of mine, he's a DJ in Italy, and he used to run a discotheque at 447 hertz. And when you entered the environment, you felt a really big difference. Shivers comes through your spine, your cells are lit up, and you feel energized, positive, and you're not shy, and you are social, you're not antisocial, and other people are open. You're making friends with other people. You're discovering, what can I say, new relationships. And I noticed that people don't even drink beer in that discotheque. Only fruit juices and water. You understand? And he used to have an infrared screen, And when you used to put the music on the infrared screen, orbs used to pop out of people, and you used to see this as well. So the discotheque lights were even orbs. Okay, it was really amazing. And that's why the 447 hertz is important, but the sound industry, the musical industry, refuses to convert music to 437 hertz because it is very costly. It means removing all the actual technology and starting all over again. You understand? But I'm starting to do music at 437 hertz. Okay, and I'm moving towards the musical possibilities of being a composer at 437 hertz to do holistic concerts as well one day. Okay, with my music. Okay, holistic meditative concerts one day. And this is the direction in which I'm moving. But slowly, of course, I need the equipment, the materials, and all that I need on professional level to do this. But slowly, things are building up. Yes. So I'm moving more and more towards sound. Yes.
That's wonderful, because your sound, especially those that accompany the meditations, they're absolutely amazing, and it's very relaxing and allow to go deep into the state where we can find ourselves and find our souls, yeah, and open our hearts.
Well, the 447 hertz is the harmonizing frequency. If we all switch our consciousness to the 437 hertz, then, wow, we're talking about a frequency of peace and harmony.
Mm-hmm.
The frequency that, what can I say, shades away the fear of simply being ourselves in the end. And simply being ourselves means that we are beings of peace.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Did you find the difference on the vibrations depending where you are? I know you travel in the world and you've been to different countries. Where do you feel yourself feel better?
Okay.
Where you feel the vibration and surrounding is more open to spiritual practices? Oh, it really depends on us, and everyone is different.
I believe that it really depends on us and everyone is different, that's all. Because I hear many things around, I hear, what can I say, many people around saying, I feel more comfortable in this place because of the vibrational frequency, it's more adapted to spirituality, rather than the other place where I felt more in difficulty. And here in USA, Sedona, and well, no, I feel more attracted to there. And then, even I've heard many practitioners saying this as well. No, I feel more comfortable, for an example, in, let's say, South Africa rather than Dubai, because the frequency, and then they start to, what can I say, put the responsibility on energy and frequency of the environment, okay? But I believe that it's all a question of how we suggest ourselves, okay? We should learn to discover the positive in every single thing that we encounter in life. Yes, people are different, people differ. It's a question of culture, it's a question of epigenetics, of course, okay, of how people were educated since the very past. That creates a certain vibrational frequency on conscious level. But we shouldn't, what can I say, be too much conditioned by the difference, but rather learn to discover the positive in the difference, you understand? And from there, get acquainted with the difference, but through knowing that there is always positive in everything that we encounter in life.
Well,
otherwise we fall into the trap of what I call spiritual mobbing, which is the worst form of mobbing that ever exists. I'm not going there because the energy is low and the people are I don't like the energy of these people, so I'm not meditating with them. I'd rather go with those people are people. We are all souls. We are all children of the light, you understand?
Mm-hmm. Well, what would be your suggestion for people who just started on their spiritual practice, or just started to open themselves to the universe and really learn about other things that exist beside the physical realm? Where to start? How to get into meditation? Where is this zero point where they can find themselves to start practicing?
It's a question of being congruent, you understand? Because there are many people that come and go and they try different places, different practitioners, different methods. But it's a question of choosing a way and giving time for that way and for that method, okay, to permit yourself to discover what is meant to be within yourself before taking the next step. You understand? People aren't patient anymore. They want things to occur fast. They have so many expectations, and they try one method, and they don't give the time to that method to process itself within themselves, to discover the beautiful results that it can bring if they are a bit patient, and if they are congruent in themselves according to the choice that they make. But no, bang, they switch to another practice, and then bang, they switch to another practice again, and bang, they switch to another practice again, and bang, they go to that person, and bang, they go to the other person. And wow, the holistic environment is a jungle as well, you understand? And people are so confused. So people should understand how it's important to, what can I say, to reconcile themselves, okay? To be congruent, to give time to an approach or to a choice, okay, which is related to a method, to have a certain effect on them, to truly discover if it is effective or not effective, or to truly discover where this approach can take them, to really prepare themselves for, what can I say, another level of self-discovery, okay? Otherwise, people are just like the metal balls of a flipper, and they are flipped around through in this huge flipper game where they bounce to one place, to another place, ding ding bang bang, bing bang bong, and they are so confused, and in the end they just go down and lose all the points that they have acquired. And this is the game of the ego. People live their lives as if they are on a flipper board, like metal balls being flipped around. But go to a place, have patience with yourself, be congruent, give time to yourself, get acquainted with a certain approach, and then move on. Then you are growing, then you are becoming wise. You understand?
Yeah, very good. We have a question talking about ego. NJ asking, I've heard you talking about trusting and letting go. How can you differentiate between the ego and things that just happen?
Okay. The ego is a very subtle part of ourselves, okay? And as soon as we start to question the past, then bang, we are in the net of the ego, okay? As soon as we want to find out why things occurred in a certain way, bang, then we are in the subtle trap of the ego. It works in very, very many ways, okay? First thing, expectations, okay? The other thing, now we are questioning ourselves how to let go of the past. And now, for this question, we don't know how to let go of the past because there isn't an answer arriving from an external issue. And then the ego pushes you to explore the past, to find out answers. And you keep searching for answers, and mentally you get to know, but are you truly freeing yourself from the past? It's all a question of, what can I say? Just stepping out of the expectations of acquiring some sort of reply from an external issue that can never ever give you your reply. We choose whether to suffer or whether not to suffer. Okay? So it's a question of permitting the heart to empower the mind and to give us that mental power through the heart to truly choose that it is time to stop suffering now. Because we are living in a multidimensional illusion called time and space. The ego lives on this paradigm, and it especially lives on the paradigm of the past. And now we are conditioning our lives in the present time. We keep questioning ourselves, and life seems to be like a very, very tall and steep mountain to climb. While in reality, what can I say? It's a question of total trust in ourselves, you understand? I can say many things. I can give you partial replies, but the real reply is always within us. Okay? Is always within us. Instead of throwing out our questions towards the world, why don't we start to question ourselves to truly understand that in reality, the soul doesn't really care about the past, and the soul isn't worried about the future, because the soul is an eternal constance of cyclical, eternal life and evolution. It's like a spiral that goes upwards and downwards, upwards and downwards, upwards and downwards. Okay?
Well, you're saying not to ask yourself a question, just trust.
We have to understand.
Some people don't know how to. Some people don't know how to.
I know,
really trust.
But you know, it's not a question that I can give now, because it's a question of how to work on ourselves and to have patience with ourselves to arrive up to that point, to understand by our own selves what it's meant to be. I don't have the miraculous word to free people, you understand?
Yeah.
I don't have the miraculous reply to this question. It's a general dilemma of all of humanity, even for us practitioners. You know, I have my own issues. We all have our issues. We're all in this game of the ego and this game of questioning the past. So we are all invited to find our own personal way of how to reach a happy life in the end, okay? But you know, we're living in a human existence, and things don't occur. As soon as we receive some sort of reply, it doesn't resolve our issues straight away. We have to work on ourselves. We have to find ways. We have to find a way and be congruent and loyal to this way, to make, what can I say, to ensure that this way does something to us and makes us understand how to go forward in life on a higher perspective.
Let's start working on ourselves right now. Can we go into meditation and really see what's going on within?
Yes, of course. Okay. And why not do a channeled meditation, okay?
Beautiful.
There is no script, nothing, just trusting and feeling inspired, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
And I feel that there is a particular spiritual guide in this meditation, of course, okay? I am very connected to the Count of Saint-Germain. And the Count of Saint-Germain was an alchemist that used to live in the medieval ages. And he has the legend of being an immortal, but in reality, he lived a very, 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 very long life, okay? Because he used to work closely with the energy of the archangel Metatron through sacred geometry. So in a certain way, he discovered the mystery of the ultraviolet flame, okay? And why not go to the origins of creation, which is in this flame, okay? Exploring ourselves on microcosmical level, okay? On holographical level.
Beautiful.
As pure consciousness, okay? So, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, then. Now, to do a good meditation, before closing our eyes, we have to take 5 deep breaths, okay? This is a methodology. This is a method that I usually use, okay, to teach people to meditate, because many people close their eyes before meditating and before breathing, and they start breathing after because they close their eyes straight away. But the mind is very active. If we see our mind of today, we have to think of so many things. It is very active indeed, and it is highly and being so active, there's even the ego powering it, okay, to keep it constantly active. And then we have these mind trolls created by our ego, okay, that keeps the mind constantly active, and people have difficulty to go into meditation nowadays. In the past, okay, life was more simple, and you can just close your eyes and you are already there, okay. But nowadays we have to find a method to favor the mind, to calm its activity, okay? Which means bringing oxygen into our blood cells. Oxygen contains ozone. Ozone has an effect on our neurons and provokes, what can I say, a state of trance in an easier way, okay? When there are certain practitioners that do ozone therapy, okay? And ozone therapy inducts people into a state of relaxation, slows down the mental activity. Okay, so now all we have to do is just put ourselves into a comfortable position. You can stay seated, or you can put yourself into the most comfortable position as you wish to. You can even lay down if you wish to. And now, keeping your eyes opened, just look in front of yourself. And before closing your eyes, with all your breathing capability, just take 5 deep breaths. And after the 5th breath, because 5 is the number of transcendence and creation, just close your eyes and relax. Now breathe in deeply and breathe out and relax. 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 Let yourself go into total trust. And for the moment, just simply pay attention on your breathing, maintaining a calm and relaxed breathing. Notice how you breathe. And and beyond all the external sounds that are like echoes of a distant world, that are just simply drifting away. Learn to listen to the subtle and delicate sound of your breathing. Which may remind you of the subtle and delicate sound of the breeze of the wind during a very calm and sunny day in the woods. Gently entering your mind to calm your mind and to slow down the mental activity of your brain. So your mind is calming itself now, more and more, more and more. And your ego is like a little child at the end of the day, just falling asleep. While your mind is calming itself more and more. You are going deeper and deeper in total trust, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, into a profound and magical state of relaxation known to be the theta state. That beautiful meditative state of peace that grants you access into the deepest levels of your soul, to encounter the light within. So just relax now. So you're going deeper and deeper with each calm and gentle breath that you take. Going deeper and deeper. You can start to imagine to feel your body like some sort of glass container, becoming lighter and lighter as you're relaxing more and more. And you can imagine yourself shrinking into your body towards the pineal gland, your third eye, slowly, slowly. Your consciousness is shrinking itself, giving you the sensation of becoming smaller and smaller within your body towards your third eye, becoming smaller and smaller, smaller and smaller, shrinking into your head, where you can see your brain and all the neurons like a holographical, transparent structure, and the electricity running from one neuron to the other at incredible speed, while you are shrinking towards your pineal gland, which is like a magical crystal, the shape of a pyramid, irradiating a violet light. You're in the center of your third eye, the center of your head, like a beautiful, tiny spark of bright white light. You can see all the neurons surround of your brain. And above, the crown chakra totally opened towards a sky full of stars. Now, let's start to explore your body from the third eye. as a pure, bright white spark of consciousness. Let's leave the third eye and travel through the neurons, entering the blood vessel, traveling through a blood vessel, together with the blood cells at incredible speed. Where you're starting to hear your heartbeat. You can see your heart beating. And now you're entering your heart, into the chamber of the heart, expanding and contracting. You can see all the blood cells moving around. And it is time to choose a blood cell to become even more smaller. Entering the blood cell, within the heart, becoming smaller and smaller. Smaller and smaller, entering its nucleus. Where you can see the mitochondrial system and you're becoming smaller and smaller. Smaller and smaller, seeing strands of DNA. Approaching the strands of DNA and traveling throughout the strands of DNA like a pure spark of consciousness. To observe your DNA constructing itself. All the genes, the universal code of life that has always existed since the very beginning of time and space. Now, let's enter the DNA, becoming smaller and smaller, entering a gene, becoming smaller and smaller, where you can see millions and trillions of molecules that forms the gene, and you're becoming smaller and smaller, tinier and tinier, entering a molecule, entering your microcosm, because beyond the molecule, there is only energy, energy particles, atoms clashing, colliding, generating new particles, protons, neutrons, electrons, bosons, mesons. You see an atom. You are entering the atom, becoming smaller and smaller through the layer of the atom made of millions and trillions and countless electrons and neutrons. You are entering the heart of the atom, the spark of rainbow light. And suddenly, you see the cosmos, the infinite cosmos, full of stars and galaxies, the universe within. Knowing now that you are the infinite, encased in infinite spaces, over and over again, that makes you a multidimensional being of infinite possibilities. And now, as pure consciousness, at this beautiful spark of bright white light, you are traveling throughout the cosmos, infinite worlds, stars and galaxies. until you see the Milky Way. You are approaching the Milky Way at incredible speed, God speed. No time, no space, conditioning your movement through the cosmos, warping time and space. You see millions and trillions and countless stars that creates the spiral shape of the Milky Way. You're approaching those stars. You're seeing the beautiful nebulae. Orion, the closest nebulae to the solar system. Beyond Orion, the solar system, you can see the planets, the sun. You are approaching Earth. And suddenly, you are approaching the place where you see yourself from above, meditating. Your crown chakra is opened. Observe yourself from above, doing this meditation. Listening to my voice. Now you are entering the crown chakra, passing through the neurons, and you are back in the third eye, the violet pyramid. And slowly, slowly, it is time to expand your consciousness from the third eye again. Where you're feeling your body like a glass container all around, like a hologram. Expanding your consciousness throughout your brain. Expanding yourself throughout your body. Feeling the presence of your body, your cells, every single part of you, until the microcosm, where you know that within the universe, with all its dimensions, repeats itself over and over again. This is you. This is the greatness of the soul, enlightened by the spirit, the consciousness. No past, no future, just eternal present. No time, no space. Divine singularity, the eternal spark of life. You are discovering yourself as the infinite, leaving infinite possibilities throughout the boundaries of time and space, encasing yourself in time and space as a multidimensional being. Where the answer is always peace. Where through peace, the soul already knows everything. Now just remain in silence, in this elevated state of being, in consciousness. Feeling like the center of all of creation, being everywhere at the same time, from within, around and beyond. Transcending yourself as the infinite through time and space. And now, slowly, slowly, move your fingers, move your feet. Start to feel your breathing and breathe deeply now. Give yourself love. Gently hug your body. Give love to yourself. Be mother and father of yourself. Be brother and sister of yourself. Be the best friend of yourself. Slowly, slowly, I will count until 5. And only at my 5, while hugging your body, you will take one deep breath with all your breathing capability, and thereafter open your eyes with the most beautiful smile on your face. So 1, breathe in deeply and breathe out and keep hugging yourself. 2, breathe in deeply and breathe out. Move your shoulders and move your head. Move your neck. 3, breathe in deeply and breathe out. You are back in your here and now. 4, breathing deeply and breathe out. Hug yourself as tight as you can. And 5, breathe in deeply and breathe out and open your arms with a nice and you can open your eyes and welcome back with a beautiful smile on your face. And let's just remain for an instant in silence. Honor this moment and to show gratitude. The spiritual guidance of this meditation. And welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you, John. That was very deep. I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Well, if someone wants to share their experience, it's fine for me.
Yeah, if those who are back, they can share. Just write a few words if you're back, because I'm sure some people are stuck there. It was.
Each people have their time, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I remember during a counseling course, I had quite a few particular students that couldn't come back straight away, and you just have to respect their time.
Yeah. Lisa, well, you probably know if it's well, love the meditation. Thank you so much, Gian. Yeah, it was very powerful. It was great. Well, I guess at this point we're ready to say goodnight to you and those who are there in Europe time, and it's time for us to do some more work, or just celebrate, because it's a holiday. It's a Labor Day here in States.
Okay.
And so we have time to join those who are celebrating, or to do more work. Labor Days for those who are working.
Yes. And anyway, for who wasn't here, it's recorded, by the way, so
Yeah. Yes. And Jay said many thanks. It was very deep.
Well, it's a type of meditation that helps us to understand many things, okay? And this was the type of meditation that arrived because we were talking about how to let go of the past and how to, what can I say, master our ego. But when we start to deeply understand who we are, okay, then we start to really enter the concept of us as eternal souls, constantly enlightened by that beautiful light of the consciousness, which is the spirit, where everything is meant to be, and everything that has occurred was meant to be. And according to the grand divine vision of existence, it's all a question of knowing that it is a lesson to understand in total trust, okay? And if we truly want to go forward in our life, and if we want to truly go forward in our life, okay, in the concept of what evolution really means, okay, because it's a question of permitting ourselves to authentically evolve according to how we want to feel we are, okay. It's a question of permitting ourselves to express ourselves without total fear. Well, we shouldn't permit ourselves to be trapped in our pasts anymore based upon expectations and how we should live our lives according to what others expect from us as well, according to what society expects from us. But what do we want from ourselves? How do we truly want to feel ourselves? And this is the conductive line, okay, that starts to make us discover fundamental aspects of ourselves, which are the keys to evolve in our life and to be what we are meant to be for others as well.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, John, and thank you very much those who are being here with us. Just continue our journey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay then.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.